Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're going behind the scenes of massage therapy, but with a twist.
Ooh, a twist. Okay, I'm intrigued.
We're talking about hand-saving tools.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hand-saving tools. I've never thought about that before, but it makes sense. Massage therapy can be tough on the body.
You got it. And that's what today's deep dive is all about. Our source material is an article from Spavelous online magazine titled 5 Hand-Saving Tools for Massage Therapists. Work smarter, not harder in massage. It's packed with insights into how these tools are revolutionizing the field for both therapists and clients.
I'm all ears. Let's dive in.
So the article starts by highlighting the problem. Traditional massage techniques can put a lot of strain on a therapist's hands and body, leading to shortened careers and even injuries.
Yeah, I can see how that would be a major concern. Those repetitive motions day after day.
Exactly. And that's where these hand-saving tools come in. They offer a whole bunch of benefits, like reduced strain and fatigue for therapists, which means they can work longer and avoid those career-ending injuries.
That's huge. Not just for the therapists themselves, but for the profession as a whole.
Right. And the benefits extend to the client, too. These tools can often provide more consistent pressure and even target specific areas more effectively.
So it's a win-win for both sides. Interesting.
Exactly. So the article breaks down these tools into 5 main categories: percussion and vibration tools, traditional Asian therapy tools, temperature-based tools, mechanical assistance tools, and small tools with big impact.
Wow, that's quite a range. I'm especially curious about those percussion and vibration tools. Are we talking about those massage guns I keep seeing pop up everywhere?
You know, massage guns are a perfect example. They're like the rock stars of this category.
They seem pretty popular, and I'm not really sure how they work.
Basically, they use rapid pulses or vibrations to get deep into the muscle tissue. It's like a super-powered version of those percussive techniques therapists use with their hands, but without all the strain on their joints.
So it's like they're getting an assist from technology.
Exactly. Yeah. And the beauty of it is that you can adjust the frequency and intensity to target different needs in body areas. So whether you've got stubborn knots in your back or just want a relaxing massage, a massage gun can deliver.
That makes a lot of sense. What about those traditional Asian therapy tools? I've always been fascinated by those.
Me too. The article specifically mentions two: the Taiwan reflexology stick and the stainless steel gua sha.
Gua sha, I've heard of that, but I thought that was more of a skincare thing.
You're right, gua sha is super trendy in skincare, but it actually has a long history in massage therapy too, especially for fascial release.
Now, just for our listeners who might not be familiar, can you explain what fascia is?
Sure. So fascia is basically a thin layer of connective tissue that surrounds our muscles and organs, and it can get tight or restricted, which leads to pain and limited movement.
Ah, I see. So gua sha helps to loosen up those tight spots.
Yes. The therapist uses the tool to gently scrape the skin, which helps to break up those adhesions in the fascia. And because the gua sha has a broader surface than, say, a therapist's thumb, it distributes pressure more evenly.
So less strain on the therapist and a more comfortable experience for the client.
Exactly. Now, the Taiwan reflexology stick is another great example.
Mm.
It's basically a lifesaver for therapists who do a lot of foot reflexology.
Oh, I bet. Those tiny pressure points on the feet can be brutal on a therapist's hands.
Tell me about it. The stick allows them to apply precise pressure without putting so much strain on their thumbs and fingers.
So smart. It's like they're extending their reach and precision.
Right. And speaking of extending things, are you ready to warm things up a bit?
I do love a good hot stone massage. Bring on the heat.
All right. Let's move on to our next category, temperature-based tools.
Yeah.
And you guessed it, hot stones are the main attraction here.
I've always found hot stones so relaxing, but I never really considered how they could be hand-saving.
It's all about the heat.
Hmm.
Those stones deliver soothing warmth directly to the muscles, which helps them relax. This means the therapist doesn't need to apply as much hand pressure to achieve the same results.
So it's like they're preheating the muscles to make them more pliable?
Perfect analogy.
Meh.
Of course, with hot stones, safety and temperature management are crucial. You don't want anyone getting burned.
Absolutely. Okay, so what's next on our tool tour?
Well, buckle up, because this next category is where things get really interesting. We're talking about mechanical assistance tools.
Ooh, mechanical assistance.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds intriguing. What kind of contraptions are we talking about?
I've got forearm rollers for those broad, sweeping strokes. And then there's something called thumb savers.
Thumb savers. That sounds like something every massage therapist needs.
I know, right? They sound
Ah.
pretty ingenious.
Mm.
So the forearm rollers are pretty self-explanatory. They help therapists apply consistent pressure without wearing out their wrists and forearms.
Makes sense. And I'm guessing the thumb savers are for those really specific pressure points where you need a lot of focused force.
You got Thumbs are small, but they do a lot of heavy lifting in massage therapy, especially during deep tissue or trigger point work.
I bet those little guys can get tired, so the thumb savers help to protect them from strain.
Exactly. And they can help therapists apply more pressure without discomfort.
So it's like a force multiplier for their thumbs. Cool. Okay, what about that last category? The small tools with big impact.
Ah, yes, those are the trusty massage balls. You know, those little spheres of targeted relief that you can use on your back, neck, feet, pretty much anywhere?
Oh, I love those. I have one at home that I use all the time. They're like a mini massage therapist in your pocket.
Exactly. They're incredibly versatile. You can use them to target specific knots, release tension, and even improve circulation.
So simple, but so effective. I love it.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Sometimes the simplest tools are the best. So we've covered a lot of ground here and explored a whole array of hand-saving tools. But I'm curious, how does a massage therapist actually integrate all this into their practice? It can't just be a free-for-all, right?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And the article addresses that. It talks about the importance of creating tool-based sessions.
Okay, so what does that involve?
Well, it's all about being strategic and thoughtful. The therapist needs to assess the client's needs, choose the right tools for the job, and make sure the whole experience flows smoothly.
So it's not just about randomly grabbing a tool and going to town.
Not at all. It's like a chef choosing the right knives for different parts of a meal. Each tool has its purpose, and the therapist needs to know how to use them effectively.
It's about blending the art of touch with the science of technology to create a really personalized and effective treatment.
Precisely. And I think that's what makes this whole topic so fascinating. These tools aren't replacing the human element of massage therapy, they're enhancing it.
They're giving therapists more options and allowing them to provide even better care for their clients. And isn't that what it's all about?
Absolutely. It's exciting to see how innovation is shaping the future of massage therapy. It's interesting to think about the business side of things too. Like, how do these hand-saving tools impact a massage therapist's practice?
That's a great point. And the article actually touches on that. It talks about the marketing potential and the return on investment.
Yeah, it makes sense. Therapists could really use these tools to set themselves apart.
Absolutely. It's all about differentiation, offering specialized services that you wouldn't find at just any massage studio.
Right, it's like a way to elevate their brand and attract clients who are looking for something more.
Exactly. They can create special packages, highlight the benefits of the tools on their website, really showcase their expertise.
And I bet there's a good return on investment too, not just in terms of attracting new clients, but also in terms of the therapist's own well-being.
Definitely. If they're not getting injured as often, they can work longer and see more clients.
Plus, they can often charge a bit more for these specialized services.
Right. So it's a win-win all around. And speaking of investing, the article also emphasizes the importance of training and certification.
Oh, that's crucial. You wouldn't want just anyone using these tools without proper training.
Exactly. It's like any specialized equipment. You need to know how to use it safely and effectively.
So are there like specific courses or certifications for these tools?
Yep. There are all sorts of training options available, whether it's through the manufacturer, continuing education courses, or professional organizations.
It's great that there are resources available to help therapists stay up to date.
Absolutely. All right, so we've talked a lot about the positives, but I'm also curious about any potential downsides or challenges.
That's a good question. I wonder if some clients might be hesitant to try these new tools.
Yeah, I could see that happening. Some people might prefer that traditional hands-on approach.
Right, they might be thinking, I came here for human touch, not to be worked on by a machine.
Exactly. So it's really important for therapists to educate their clients and explain the benefits of these tools.
Yeah, emphasize that it's not about replacing human touch, but enhancing it.
Right. It's about using the best of both worlds to create a truly personalized and effective treatment.
I think another potential challenge could be the cost. Some of these tools can be quite expensive, especially for therapists who are just starting out.
That's true. But as we discussed earlier, the long-term benefits can outweigh the upfront investment.
Right. It's an investment in their career, their health, and their ability to provide the best possible care.
And let's not forget the safety aspect. These tools can help therapists avoid injuries, which means they can continue working for years to come.
Absolutely. It's all about creating a more sustainable and fulfilling career path for massage therapists.
I think this conversation has really highlighted how these hand-saving tools are not just a fad, they're truly transforming the field of massage therapy.
I completely agree. It's an exciting time to be in this profession with so much innovation and potential for growth.
It's amazing to see how technology is being used to enhance this ancient healing art, making it more accessible and beneficial for both therapists and clients.
And that's what it's all about, right?
Yeah.
Using our knowledge and resources to improve people's lives.
It's really amazing how this whole conversation has kind of shifted my perspective on massage therapy.
In what way?
Well, I think I always focused on, the client's experience, the relaxation, the pain relief. But we've been talking so much about the therapist's well-being, and it's really eye-opening.
It is an important shift, and these hand-saving tools are a big part of that.
Right. They're not just about making the therapist's job easier. They're about empowering them to work smarter and take care of their bodies.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that the therapist's well-being is essential to providing quality care.
It's like that saying, you can't pour from an empty cup.
Yeah.
If the therapist is burnt out or injured, they can't give their best.
Exactly, and that benefits everyone, the therapist, the client, the whole profession.
So these tools are really helping to create a more sustainable and fulfilling career path.
Absolutely. It's about longevity and preventing those repetitive strain injuries that can force therapists to leave the field too soon.
Which is a loss for everyone.
Right.
Definitely. So yeah, it's exciting to see this shift happening, and I think technology is playing a big role.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about the practical and professional benefits, but I'm also curious about the emotional impact. Like, how do these tools make therapists feel?
That's an interesting question. I would imagine there's a sense of empowerment that comes with using these tools.
Empowerment house? Well, they give therapists more control over their work. They can fine-tune the pressure, the intensity, the duration of the treatment.
So they have more options and can really tailor the massage to each client's needs.
Exactly. And that can boost their confidence and job satisfaction.
Plus, if they're not constantly worried about hurting themselves, they can be more present and focused on the client.
Right. It creates a more positive and relaxed environment for everyone.
It's amazing how something as simple as a tool can have such a ripple effect.
It really is. It speaks to the interconnectedness of our physical, emotional, and mental well-being. When you address one area, it can have positive effects on the others.
This whole deep dive has been so insightful. It's given me a whole new appreciation for the art and science of massage therapy.
I agree. It's a fascinating field that's constantly evolving, and these hand-saving tools are a big part of that evolution.
Well, I want to thank you for joining me today and sharing your expertise. It's been a pleasure.
Likewise. It's always a pleasure to talk about massage therapy. And to all our listeners out there, we hope you found this deep dive informative and maybe even inspiring.
We encourage you to think about the tools and resources that you can use in your own lives to enhance your well-being and reach your goals.
Because ultimately, it's about taking care of ourselves so we can better care for others.
Well said. That's a great note to end on. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time for another deep dive.
See you then.